Hi guys, welcome to One Small channel. Today with me again, Jaina. So, why do you really want a job in Thailand? After all, you might be getting less money. They speak a different language here, and our culture is quite different. Isn't it easier for you to just stay in your home country and get a job there instead? Well, to quite a lot of people, it makes perfect sense. People just like you of all ages have come to work in Thailand, from young English teachers to older executives, technologists, and entrepreneurs. Sometimes your current job takes you here, so you end up working in Thailand even though you never intended to. But more often than not, many people look for a job here, get a work permit, and end up moving to Thailand. Why? Depending on which countries you come from, more than likely, you'll be getting a lower pay, but at the same time, the cost of living is much lower here, so you can just come out ahead. And more than likely, your job doesn't really need you to speak Thai. Also, larger cities such as Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Rayong, and Pattaya are very international in culture, so you will not have any problems fitting in. And finally, it's Thailand. You will get great weekend beaches and islands, awesome nightlife, and some of the very best food in the world. So, what kinds of jobs can you get here? First option is technology jobs. If you have great technology skills and a lot of experience, then Thailand might be good for you. Add great English skills to that, and you will get good jobs for programming, SEO, copywriting, and graphic design. Be aware though that Thailand is graduating a lot of people in STEM fields, and most college students in Thailand can already speak English quite well. So you have some competition in this area. So, unless you have some skills in specific applications like Oracle, Salesforce, or other large enterprise software or hardware, it won't be so easy to get a job as a normal tech employee here. It's better to have a degree, but as you know, in the technology field, people are more concerned with your experience. So having a number of years under your belt and good previous jobs will make you a good candidate. The next option for a job is English teachers. Almost every young person now in Thailand is learning English, so the demand for English teachers is rising all the time. But there's a very strong competition from all countries around the world who speak English as a native language. For example, teachers come from the Philippines, Nigeria, South Africa, Jamaica, the USA, and the UK. Don't think that just because you are from the USA or the UK, you have any special advantage. You won't, because schools realize that they can pay lower salaries to people from outside the United States or the United Kingdom. So you really have to show how good you are to work at a great school. And it will be just a few more years before more Thai people will be teaching English as the amount of English grows in Thailand, in which case there won't be the need for foreign English teachers in about 5 to 10 years. That being said, it's still a reliable way to get a job in Thailand since the demand for teachers is so high right now. You'll get better teaching jobs at prestigious schools if you have a degree, but some people can still get hired as English teachers if they only have the TEFL certification. The next idea for a job is hospitality. The hospitality industry such as hotels, restaurants, and tour companies are always looking for good international staff. Just think about it. Many of the customers are from all over the world, so someone who's from other cultures can fit in well here in management level positions. If you have hospitality experience, Thailand is a pretty decent place to look for a job. Next is development and non-governmental organization. Yes, this is a lot of people's dream jobs, to work at an international development agency. You get to help people, travel to foreign lands, and tell everyone else that you work for a non-profit. And a lot of these NGOs tend to hire foreigners from the countries where they originated, so it's not so hard to pick up one of these jobs. What about remote workers or digital nomads? One good thing about the pandemic is that it made remote work more acceptable. If you're one of those workers who can work for their company from anywhere in the world, then Thailand is a decent place to spend 3 months working from. However, if you want to work for a longer period of time, then it may make sense to set up your own company. It's easier than it sounds, but it does cost some money to maintain it every month. Contact us at the link in the description for more information on how we can set this up for you. Before we continue, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so we can make more content like this for you. When you subscribe, you get to join our little community here, and you also get the latest important information from Thailand. Bansmile is one of the few channels that show you how to do actual things and to succeed in Thailand. If you are thinking of spending the long term in Thailand, then you should be a subscriber. So hit the subscribe button, guys. Help us out so we can reach more great people like you. So anyway, here's another thing that should make you get real serious. Did you know that 25% of people who get jobs in Thailand end up leaving in about 6 months? That's because the culture, the food, and the language is so different that they just cannot handle it. That's why here at Bansmile we always tell you to learn a little Thai language, eat Thai food mostly, and make new Thai friends or be around with Thai people most of the time. We say that because no matter what you're doing here, just doing those 3 things will make your time here so much better. It's not even funny, don't be a statistic. So, where can you find good jobs in Thailand? There are good job sites such as jobsdb.com, reliefweb.int, ajan.com, and thaihotel.com. We will prepare a list of job sites for you in the description below. We've also prepared a list of recruitment websites and also in the description below. Recruitment websites are actually a good way of finding a job in Thailand since they are quite committed to finding the right candidates. Remember, you don't have to pay a recruiter to find a job for you since they are already paid by employers. Anyone asking you to pay does not have your best interest in mind. So, how about salaries? Your salary will vary a lot depending on the company you work for and your experience. In some cases, you can make less than half of what you make back home. Pretty disappointing, right? But in other cases, you could make a lot more money than you would ever make back home. If you're from a Western country, you might get a minimum salary of around 50,000 baht per month. However, if you are from an Asian country, you might get half of that. There are actual government regulations that set the minimum wage depending on which country you come from. But as a rule, for technology jobs, you get about the same pay as a Thai person, since technology is technology, no matter where in the world you are. But for non-tech jobs such as finance and upper management, you make a lot more. When you use the job websites, you will usually see the salary ranges. Before you worry too much about the salary, remember to watch one of our other videos about how much it costs to live in Thailand. We've added the link in the description below. Just remember, the salary you make here as an expat can go a very long way and give you a very comfortable life in Thailand. So, when do you look for a job? You can start right at the end of this video. Visit the link in the description to find a list of job sites in Thailand that you can start searching. Look for job descriptions in English or search the keywords foreigner or expat. Also, sign up for the alerts on the various sites. Prepare a resume that matches the job you want and read the requirements carefully. Be prepared to do Zoom interviews or if you're already in Bangkok, in person. In general, in-person interviews are best. Do some research about the company you're set up for an interview with so you don't look foolish in an interview. Now we're gonna talk about things that work against you. So you should be cautious about not doing the following things when dealing with a Thailand-based company. Firstly, don't be a jerk. This means don't be the person that pretends to be better than the person interviewing you just because you're a foreigner. Thai people are very much educated. They've probably built or run the company you are applying for the job, so be respectful. Secondly, you should learn to say at least hello and thank you in Thai correctly. These are very easy to learn in just a few minutes of practice. It shows that you respect the culture and are willing to learn more. Number 3, don't talk over the interviewer. This goes back to respect again. Allow the interviewer to talk and answer clearly and accurately. And lastly, dress well. Thai companies expect you to dress, if not formally, then neatly. Other things are also important, like having a personal business card, not shaking hands, and learning formal ways of addressing people in Thailand. For example, saying Kun Jena. For visa and work permits, thankfully, you don't have to worry. Your employer has to apply for your visa and work permit for you. Just be cooperative and supply all the documents on time. We wish you the very best in looking for a job in Thailand. Thank you so much for today, guys. See you next time.